My name is Lincoln Sparks, and welcome back to the Observe and Listen podcast. Today's episode is titled Allow God's Power to Surge Through Your Life. And so we are going to read from 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 3 through 4, the last chapter of 2 Corinthians. And let's get started. Bear with me and listen to the gospel today and allow God's power to surge through your life. And so Paul is stating in 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 3 through 4, I will give you all the proof you want that Christ speaks through me. Christ is not weak in his dealings with you. He is a mighty power among you. Although he died on the cross in weakness, he now lives by the mighty power of God. We too are weak, but we live in him and have God's power, the power we use in dealing with you. And so he actually elaborates on this in verses 5 and 6, and he says, examine yourselves to see if your faith is really genuine, and test yourselves. If you cannot tell that Jesus Christ is among you, it means you have failed the test. And I hope you recognize that we have passed the test and are approved by God. And so God is courage. Allow God's power to surge through your life. I'm going to say that again. Allow God's power to surge through your life. And when Paul says this at the very end, I hope you recognize that we have passed the test and are approved by God. He's speaking to these Corinthians in this chapter that we are saved. We are saved by grace simply because Jesus died on the cross and resurrected. That Paul is saying that that's why you're saved, Corinthians. People of, that are worshiping false gods. You guys are saved because of grace. You don't have to do anything more to be saved by God. And that's what he's implying. That he prays and hopes that they can recognize that God has already approved them. But they themselves are viewing themselves as sinful people, viewing themselves as evil people, and not trusting God's mercy, God's grace to change them from their evil and sinful ways. And so that's the message today, that when you allow God's power to surge through your life, you want more of God. You want more of his peace. You want more of his love, and not your own thoughts and ideas, and not your own idols. And so that's the message today. And I love how Paul says, Christ is not weak. In verses 3 and 4 and 13, Christ is not weak in his dealings with you, but he is a mighty power among you. That we sometimes view God as a small power, that we can't go pray to him in moments we need someone, or we can't lean on him when we're having money problems or life problems. God is saying he is there in anything. Even if you have no food or water, God is there for you to lean on him and his word to eat spiritually and drink spiritually in this world. And so that's the message today. I'm going to say it one more time. Allow God's power to surge through your life. Can't really read it because it's backwards, but allow God's power to surge through your life, and things will change. Things will change because you're not being lazy. You're actually letting God work through you to complete a work that he's been wanting to do for his kingdom. So stay prayed up and peace out.